So good morning, everybody. It is a pleasure to talk to you this morning. I'm talking to you today about a post that I saw on Facebook that really has my heart like racing this morning. I'm sorry to be so close to the camera, but I'm kind of laying on the bed and, you know, but anyway. This post about Bill O'Reilly, slaves that built the White House were well fed. I feel like people are really missing the point of Michelle Obama's speech. I think that people are in their own feelings about things and are afraid to acknowledge the truth. He states in his in his statement that they were well fed and that they weren't the only ones who built the White House. And in Michelle Obama's speech, she never stated that there was only slaves who built the White House. She stated that they had a part in it, and the fact that they had a part in it and they were enslaved and they were in bondage, that now that she could say that her daughters are actually able to live in a house and her husband has led a country, that we are in a better place. So the fact that you want her to also acknowledge the fact that immigrants and other workers built this place, you undermine the fact that we were once enslaved and now we're able to live in a White House. So, with that being said, there was a comment on Facebook that really kind of got me, in my feelings, and also got me kind of like hyped right now this morning. It is 10 a.m. in the morning. And the first thing I do, every morning is get on Facebook. I don't know why I need to stop, but that's what I do. So, and I see this lady's comment under the post on Facebook. It says, our Irish and other European immigrants were the ones who built the White House. So she basically, her name is Deanna, she basically cuts out the fact that slaves had something to do with building the White House just by saying that one statement. And then she says there were a few Africans brought in, as if that's nothing. That means nothing. So yet again, and Obama is wrong. Imagine that a liar lying to create more division. Good job, sir. Good job. Last time I checked, I could have sworn that Michelle Obama did the speech, not Barack Obama. So, sir, I don't understand that whole thing. Then the next thing is, where is the lie in her statement? There was no lie in her statement. The lie is the fact that you would undermine the fact that slaves had anything to do with building the White House. And then I go on to say, because I had to comment on this, because it irritated my soul. It really did. It bothered me to no end. So I go on to say, racism exists even if she did not point out that slavery happened. Regardless, it's a major part of our history, whether you like it or not. It is, and you shouldn't have any feelings towards that. Not saying that you shouldn't have any feelings, but you shouldn't have any animosity towards it, because it happened. It's something that happened in this nation, and so you as a white or black individual, you should acknowledge the fact that it happened and move forward in life, knowing that this is something that happened and we're not there anymore. And that's the statement that Michelle Obama was trying to make. But anyway, let me go on to continue to read what I wrote. regardless, it's a major part of the history, whether you like it or not. Deanna Gertson, whatever her name is, I'm not even gonna say the whole name. It's easy to cover up racism. People have been doing it for so long now. The truth will set people free, and acknowledging it does not change the fact that it's happened and it's still a problem in this nation. If you only look at the fact that she mentioned slavery, you missed the whole point. The point was that we have come so far as African Americans whose ancestors were slaves that we can now say that we are free enough to be leaders in this nation. That's something that people need to understand. As a white person, as a black person, as a Chinese person, as an Asian person, whatever you want to call it, as any type of minority, you need to understand that this is something that happened in this nation, and we have come further enough to say that we are able to be leaders in this country. And for anybody to downplay that, it is completely wrong. It is completely, it's a problem. It's a problem, and it's a problem that needs to be fixed, and it's a problem that needs to be addressed. Nobody should feel like their history or their ancestors have been undermined. They've been undermined enough for you to take that simple thing away. Is to say that it wasn't worth anything, and we haven't come far enough. We're not where we need to be, and then it's the truth. It's the truth, the fact that you downplay it, but at the same time, you should be able to acknowledge it without getting in your own feelings, without feeling like your ancestors are being disrespected, because it's something that happened. Your ancestors took place in it, and for you to get upset, and for you to get mad and try to downplay something that was very vital in this nation is a slap in the face to anybody that is African American. So that was my morning cup of tea. That was my morning my spiel for today, because it really bothered me, and it continues to bother me. And people need to actually get out of their feelings, listen to other people when they're trying to explain how a certain situation is making that person feel, whether you may like it or understand it or not. And I'm talking to every Republican. I'm talking to every person that has a racist bone in their body. I'm talking to everybody that may just don't like the Obamas for any type of reason, or like anything that has to do with race or racism, anything. I'm talking to everybody. It is important that you listen to other people, you acknowledge their feelings, and you acknowledge what they're trying to say, and vice versa. If you are a black person and you hear a person that is racist or may have racist mindsets, or just don't even know that they're racist, but they just feel a certain type of way. If you are listen to them, because they may be able to tell you something that you may not knew before. Like, some people just don't know that they're racist. Some people just don't know that what they thinking and what they believe is incorrect. And because they've been that way their whole entire life. They've lived around people who were like that their whole entire life. So they assume that way of thinking is the correct way of thinking. But you have to listen to people when they explain things to you, and don't get in your feelings about it. Like, I couldn't get in my feelings about the situation, but at the same time, I had to acknowledge what was true. And what is true is always going to set you free. What is true is always going to deliver you from your sickness and your illness, because racism is a sickness and is an illness. So it's always going to deliver you. So I say that this morning. I'm sorry to be like, because I'm really like hyped right now about this situation, but normally I'm in very good spirits, and I am in a good spirit right now. But I feel like the way that we handle racism and the way that we handle these things that's going on in this world, we need to really talk about it, and we really need to face the facts and stop being in denial about situations that's going on in this nation. This is a good nation. I believe everything that Michelle Obama spoke in her speech. I saw the speech. That was the only thing I saw from that whole thing. So, like, and it was touching. It was moving. And I feel the same way. I feel like this nation is a good nation. I have all the pride in the world for America because I am an American, and anything else would be treason. Anything else, anything other than the pride for this nation would be treason. So that's what this nation is built on. You're supposed to be prideful of your nation. You should be supposed to be prideful of where you're from. And people have lost that somewhere along the way, but there are some people who are still in America, who love America, and who are patriotic. So yeah, that's all I want to say today. I hope you guys continue to have a blessed day. Deuces.